Hey guys, today we want to talk with Josh Robertson about how to discover if your youth group is really integrated into the life of your body, of your church or not, and maybe what you can do to respond to that. That's coming up.
Life in student ministry. Conversation among youth workers.
Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and this is Josh Robertson, and he has a unique story that he wants to tell you, or maybe it's not too unique. You just discovered something in your youth group that might actually be, unfortunately, too common. Do you want to tell us what that story is?
Yeah. It was a couple Sundays ago, hanging out for Sunday school. There's about 15 students in the room, and we were talking about the body of Christ and how we're all a part of that. And the question I asked the students was, do you feel that you're a part of the local body of Christ at our church?
And what were you expecting? What were you thinking you were going to hear?
I thought I'd hear some yes and some no, a little bit of both. And one of the girls, after a few answers here and there, one of the girls spoke up and she said, no, I don't at all feel like I'm a part of the body of Christ. And she went on to say, if I were a part of the body of Christ here, I would be missed if I left, and I feel like I could leave today and no one would miss me. And this was from a girl whose family is very involved in church. She was there quite frequently, so it wasn't, the visitor who shows up once every couple months. A very, very core family.
Yeah. And so what were you feeling as soon as you heard that?
Yeah, it's been hard, and what made it even harder was I asked who else feels this way, and there are probably about 15 kids in the room, and every single hand went up that they felt that way. And I knew some of them would feel that way. I never guessed that it would be all of them. So it broke my heart to see that.
So what's your response then? Like, what do you do now as a youth worker after you ask that question? Like, what are your next steps to, like, obviously you want to try to mend that and help them feel like we are a body, a community. Yeah. So what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure that out. I don't necessarily have the next step laid out, but in about a week or so, I'm going to have another conversation with those students, asking them the question, how would Sundays look different if you felt like you're part of the body of Christ? How would Wednesdays look different? How would just week-to-week church activities, what would be different if you felt like you were part of the body of Christ? And just see what it is in them where they say, no, I don't feel like I'm a part of the body of Christ.
And the rest of your church, or some of them, if you talked to about the story, their reaction was probably similar to yours, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we had no idea, right?
Yep.
And so are they coming on board and help them with anything? Or are they kind of casting vision for this? Or they're just like, go figure it out? Or
there seems to be, there's lots of people bouncing ideas around and why don't we try this or why don't we try that? And we'll get to that, but trying to figure out how as a church we were even able to get to this place and asking some of those deeper questions that you've talked about before.
Yeah, the reason I wanted Josh to share his story with you guys is that probably most of us would agree that this, Josh kind of revealed something in his group that might be true about a lot more groups than just his. I know it's definitely true for some of mine in past ministries I've been involved in. And what we want to just kind of encourage you guys to do is think about that, from a youth ministry perspective. Are the kids in your group, do they really feel like they're integrated into the life of the body? Do they feel like they're just kind of sectioned off into a youth building, to a youth room, and like, that's your space, don't come into our space? Because I've had kids tell me that, like, the youth room is where they get to hang out, and when they go into the worship center, to the sanctuary, or whatever you want to call it, like, they feel like that's the adult turf,
Yep.
And I heard someone say that, just watch your kids. Like, if you're, like, a lot of churches during service have a meet and greet, like, turn and shake the hand of someone around you, blah, blah, blah. And he said, watch the teenagers and see whose hands they shake. Who are they connecting with? Are they just connecting with each other? Or are they actually shaking hands and talking with other adults in the congregation? And that could be something you could just watch. It might be a little thermometer to tell you, here's kind of like the level of integration that your teens are feeling with your church. And so Josh nor I have like a lot of really ideas and solutions or like blow your mind or anything like that. But we do just kind of want to bring this up as something that's important.
Yep. And
maybe asking your group the same question that Josh asked his could be valuable. And be prepared for maybe a little stinging, but accept that and say, okay, how can we move forward from this? Whether that's, and Josh is still figuring that out too, is like, do we reshape our ministry? Do we do something different on Sunday mornings? I would guess it would have to be deeper than just a program switch on a Sunday morning service. but those are all conversations you should have. So what I'd like to hear from you guys is in the comments below, share if you were in Josh's shoes, how would you address the situation? And I'm guessing a lot of you have already been there and have worked through this yourself already. So share below and help me and Josh and other youth workers who might be seeing this later, help us out with your advice. That'd be great. If you guys have anything that you would want to give directly to Josh, his Facebook is a link to his Facebook profile is linked up below. Go connect with him there. That'd be great. And thanks for hanging out with us, guys. If this is your first time, we'd love to have you subscribe to this YouTube channel and other stuff we're doing. Click that subscribe button above this video here on YouTube. And we'll see you guys again later for another Life in Student Ministry video post. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for watching this video from Life in Student Ministry. Find us online at studentministry.org and facebook.com/studentministry.